Sunday live stream with Lauren Mayer in I'm Fine with an Asterisk. Hi everybody, I'm so glad to be here. Hope you're all doing well, having a good Sunday. It's pretty cold and chilly where we are, but I hope it's nice where you are. If you are on already, say hi in the comments. I'm delighted to see you. I've got a few songs planned, and today is going to be a slightly different show. And I'll explain that after I do my first song, which is an answer to a question that we might all be asked these days and how we can answer it in a way that feels both authentic and positive. In normal times when people meet or catch up on the phone, they ask, "How are you?" to start the conversation. But after what has been the strangest time we've ever known, the question might require a slight modification. I'm fine with an asterisk, which is just to say the world's upside down, but I won't wear a frown, 'cause other than that I'm okay. I'm good with an asterisk, which is how my answer gets corrected. Though reality's a pain, it hasn't driven me insane, so I'm doing about as well as could be expected. An asterisk's a form of punctuation to indicate you left something out. Like the way parts of our current situation make me want to scream and shout, "Ah!" But instead I say, I'm okay. With an asterisk, I don't need to curse, 'cause things are a mess and I'm buried in stress, but it could still be way, way worse. I'm peachy with an asterisk, which I may be saying for a while. We don't know what's ahead yet, but hey, I'm not dead yet, so I can still manage to smile. If you find your spirits are sinking, look for something that's still okay, like, "Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how'd you like the play?" Then you can say, "I'm fine with an asterisk," instead of what you might want to say, which is "Screw it, all sense of normal life is gone, but I'm still hanging on, though I don't know how much longer I can do it." So next time we all talk and start making small talk, I'll keep it cheerful and brisk. When you ask me how I am, I'll say I'm fine with an asterisk. Anyway, well, thank you. I hope a few people, if you're here, say hi. There's Dora in the comments. So far, nobody else, but if you are on and able to comment, let me know. And also let me know how you're doing. And you can say you're fine with an asterisk as well. So I mentioned at the very beginning, this is a slightly different show. I'm going to do all original songs because both YouTube and Facebook are kind of cracking down on cover songs and even parodies. So they are, I mean, those algorithms are pretty smart. They can even tell when I'm doing a parody of something recognizable. So, and YouTube has changed their monetization rules, so it's a lot harder to qualify for monetization. But I've noticed that these live streams help because they're longer. You know, a 2 or 3 minute song doesn't get you very many seconds of view time, but a 45-minute long live stream would, if they would let me use it. And so if I do all original songs occasionally, we hope that will help. So fortunately, since I've been doing this for a long time, hi, Joseph. Great to see you, too. I know there's a delay in the comments, so if I don't answer you right away, it probably means I didn't see it yet. Anyway, so I'm going to do all original songs, but on a wide range of issues, and it's interesting. Things that I wrote, you know, several years ago that I thought might be outdated. Boy, the way certain conservatives act, these songs are still completely relevant today, like this one. I thought this was a country that welcomed in the strangers, the huddled masses yearning to be free. Lately, politicians have been warning about dangers that have no basis in reality. So as this issue's heating up in politics today, to those xenophobes, I'd like to say, we are all immigrants, you schmucks. So what's with this cluelessness and arrogance, pretending history doesn't exist? We are mostly all immigrants, you schmucks, except for Native Americans who have good reason to be really pissed. Stop insulting our neighbors like uneducated clucks, 'cause we are mostly all immigrants, you schmucks. Immigrants have come here in search of better lives, or escaping wars and horrors they've been through. And as is clearly proven by a couple of Trump's wives, immigrants do jobs the rest of us won't do. Yeah, I went there. These xenophobic speeches have most thinking people squirming. Maybe they sound better in the original German. We are all immigrants, you schmucks, despite how Tucker Carlson raves. If he won't shut up, could he at least lower his voice? We are mostly all immigrants, you schmucks, except for Native Americans and descendants of slaves who didn't exactly come here by choice. You know you're in the wrong when you're endorsed by the Ku Klux Klan. It sort of rhymes. We're mostly all immigrants, schmucks. These latitudes and slogans recall us at our worst. Look up the history of Charles Lindbergh and America First. So much damage done back then from anti-immigrant hysteria. And Frank today would be a girl from Syria. We are all immigrants, you schmucks. So stop these nativist attacks. They're un-American, unfriendly, and unfair. We are mostly all immigrants, you schmucks, most of whom pay a lot more tax than a certain blowhard orange-faced millionaire. Now my song's not just for yucks, but my point here is the crux. Stop stirring up the muck with hateful rhetoric that sucks, 'cause we are mostly all immigrants, you schmucks. Thank you. And I'll apologize in advance for a little bit of vocal cracking. It's allergy season, at least here in the Bay Area, and it's been nuts. So hope you're all doing well. And I love doing these shows because I get nice people. I don't get generally too many. We got crashed with a troll live stream a couple of months ago. Mostly they leave me alone here, but they do comment on Facebook, and they certainly go after me on YouTube. Which is a roundabout way of plugging my next show, which will be tomorrow night. It's called Dear Internet Trolls. I'm about to do the song that is the basis of the show. There's a local theater in San Francisco called The Marsh. If you have not heard of it, it is totally worth checking out. And I put the address in the description of today's show. And they specialize in really creative theater pieces and a lot of solo shows. So for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you might know that I'm a regular panelist on the Brian Copeland podcast, Copeland's Corner. If you're not familiar with it, ping me and I'll send you a link to it. But if you look up Brian Copeland, Copeland, or Copeland's Corner, which is the name of the podcast, I'm on it more than half the time. He has a panel of comedians in a segment he calls Headliners on the Headlines. And I love it because I've never been a headliner in a comedy club, but he includes me. I feel like I'm getting to sit at the hip kids table in the lunchroom. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a show for them as a live stream, because that's what they're doing right now. And it'll be about my experience with being harassed online and what it's like to be a middle-aged Jewish woman putting out content on social media. And as you might be aware, I have gotten trolled. If you want to see really good trolling, check out my Jen Psaki song, which is a couple months ago. Facebook, they didn't go too crazy, but on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Psycho Supermom. And oh my gosh, that song of all things kind of brought them out in force. And normally on YouTube, I get a couple hundred views. That one is almost like 24,000, and I'd say 23,000 of the views are hostile. And the comments are pretty crazy. I've muted or blocked the really violent ones just because I want, you know, it's not a controversial song, so I wanted younger people to be able to see it and not be horrified. But anyway, every time the trolls go after me, I tell people I like to use my own spin on those wonderful words of Michelle Obama. The way I put it is, when they go low, I write songs about them. Dear internet trolls, thanks for taking so much time to tell me I'm a worthless jerk and you hate my work. But even folks who don't like my videos do count, and you and your pals have really goosed my view count. Though you think my writing or singing sucks, you help me make a few extra bucks. You might think that I think your comments are scary, but clearly you just need a hug and a dictionary. Dear internet trolls, gosh, you really sound upset and you want to get it off your chest, but I'm not impressed. Your anti-Semitic sexist slurs would be more compelling if you could be bothered to check your spelling. As for using foul language to knock me, I've raised teenage sons, so it's hard to shock me. So why think that I think your comments are scary? Clearly you just need a hug and a dictionary and a good therapist. Now some of what you state may seem hateful, but for making me feel famous, I'm grateful. And I don't want to sound shrill myself, but you and your pals have already suggested plenty of possible methods to kill myself, so I'm good for now, thanks. Dear internet trolls, did you think the way you bellyache was gonna make me disappear? I'm still here. I know what's behind them, misbehaving around your tricks, showing off for each other by waving around your words. If what I create makes you hate and deplore it, you know you could always just ignore it. So don't think that I think your comments are scary. Clearly you just need a hug and a dictionary and a therapist and a job and a social life. Something constructive to do with what's clearly too much free time on your hands. And a lollipop. And a teddy bear. Oh, my poor trolls. Yeah, poor things. My favorite on the Jen Psaki was somebody who commented, "This song is so cringeworthy, I had to watch it 100 times so I could keep giving it thumbs down." And actually, that song made me get me a little closer to monetization. So, woohoo! Thank you, trolls. Anyway, let's see. I didn't get any requests for topics or songs if you're familiar with my originals, but I do know a couple of people have mentioned things beforehand, and so if they aren't here, maybe they'll watch the replay. And this, I'm going to pull my lyrics. This is dedicated to my friend Juliet because she is my high school best friend, and she is a climate change activist, has been really involved with science education for kids in schools, and participated in a conference with the Al Gore Foundation, whose name I am blanking on. If Juliet, if you're here, put it in the comments, and if not, you'll hear this after the fact. I realized I have written original songs on just about every progressive liberal issue there is, so I can probably get one on just about every issue. Let's see, I'm not seeing any more I don't know if people are commenting. It looks like my comment viewing thing is stuck, so if I don't respond to your comments, I will apologize because I'm not seeing them. Ah, the joys of Facebook. Anyway, here we go. Just because we're having a winter storm doesn't mean the planet's not getting warm. That idiotic argument's rather old. Climate change can also make it cold, but that's the beauty of science. It doesn't care if you believe it or not. So pay attention to science, 'cause it sure explains a lot. You might think it's clever to send a tweet begging global warming to send us some heat, but on top of being a bit bizarre, it also shows how clueless you are. But that's the beauty of science. It doesn't care if you believe it or not. So pay attention to science before our environment is shot. How many more times must we explain the stuff? Climate isn't weather, it isn't that tough. Even little kids understand the crux, not these science-denying schmucks. But that's the beauty of science. It doesn't care if you believe it or not. So pay attention to science before our planet's not worth squat. If some politicians could get their way, they'd totally abolish the EPA. And it makes them faint, clutch their pearls, or squeal if you mention the Green New Deal. But that's the beauty of science. It doesn't care if you believe it or not. So pay attention to science and get off your friggin' yacht. Pay attention, that's the beauty of science. A fact's a fact no matter what these dolts conclude. And though their nutty defiance makes them sound truly unglued, pay attention to science, please, before we are all screwed. Thank you. Let me get my little applause thing. Ooh, but did you do it? Yay. It's even color coordinated today. Here's my little clapper. Not quite like the clapper light thing. Yay. Anyway, that was for Juliet, or for any of my friends who are into climate change. Oh, we do have a few more comments. And hi, Aaron. And yes, you will be seeing Scott later. He's going to join me in the one of my original songs that he and I do together. So you get to see him do that, and he'll say hi to everybody. But again, for those of you who are starting a little bit late, might have missed my beginning, today is an all originals program because it will help me keep my whole show available and on YouTube and eligible for monetization. If I didn't remember to say that, it's because I'm a little foggy. We are starting to get out. I don't know about you. Quarantine has been challenging and has kind of changed our whole sense of how time works. So here's a song about that. We're all in this together, as inside we must remain, though the fear and isolation can produce a bit of strain. Still, I'm grateful to be healthy, so I really can't complain. But one aspect of this quarantine makes me a bit insane. I can't remember what day it is, Saturday or Sunday if you say it is. Lately, okay, that's the way it is, but the tedium's a bummer, my friend. Day after day, here at home we stay. No going out, not for work or play. We're living our own version of Groundhog Day, but at least that movie finally had an end. I can deal with my roots popping or my grungy chipping nails. I can cope with no more shopping, though I miss the Nordstrom sales. Though my wardrobe needs refreshing, I'll keep dressing casually. The way the days are meshing is as depressing as can be. Each morning I wake wondering what's today. Monotony's driving me nuts today, 'cause we're all stuck in our ruts today. Yes, it's true, these are unusual times. I'm losing track of what day we're in. Is it April or May we're in? What can allay the dismay we're in? And I know I've overused internal rhymes. Someday we'll be able to go out and resume some of our usual perks. I'd set a date for a great big blowout, but by then I won't remember how a calendar works, 'cause I have no idea what day it is. ask if my brain is okay. It is not, but I guess I'll just pray it is gonna recover when these tougher times are done. So until then, I hope you have a great day and can remember which one. Thank you. I think I have a special guest here. I heard the door open, yes, and I'm hearing somebody making kissing noises. So yes, Aaron and anybody else who was wondering, Scott is here, so come on in. He's going to make an entrance through the curtains. Yay!
Hello, ladies and germs.
So say hello and say something. And actually,
How are you all? Well, I don't have anything to say.
Well, here, let me tilt this up so you can see him. And Aaron wants a personalized video. That's actually something that I do sell. So if you want to go to my shop, laurenmayershop.com, that is an option. You can do it for yourself or get somebody to do that for you. That is part of how I earn a living. So I'll do a little plug for that. Also, if you want to look in the description of the event today or the live stream, let me just turn that there. You can donate to help support these videos through Venmo or PayPal or through my Patreon, or by buying something, and the link to the shop is there too.
The best things in life are free.
They're not actually. Some of them
Oh, give me money. What I want. That's what I want. Remember that one?
No, but...
Did you write that?
No, I didn't.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what I want.
Anyway, so yes, to answer your question, Aaron, that is something I do, but
Who remembers that song? Help me.
But, and, you know, I have other fans here watching, so if somebody wants to buy that for Aaron as a birthday present, I do them. So, anyway, this is a song that I personalized for me and Scott, so I wrote this for us, about us. And do you need the music?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
No, I pulled it up just in case you did.
Oh.
You and I were, let's see, can we...
How do we get you in it?
There we go. Can you see us both? You and I were meant to meet. Can you see there's a little piano down here? But if I tilt it, you won't see the top of Scott's head. So, you and I were meant to meet. There's not the slightest question. To preserve our blissful state, I've got a great suggestion. We won't ever need to fight. Just admit I'm always right. Every evening hold me tight. Warm my feet up late at night. Say I have an ageless spec. And notice me above the neck. I usually know best in case you hadn't guessed. And darling, we'll be fine.
I'm as eager as my wife to maintain wedded bliss. Friends whose homes are free from strife have recommended this. I'll just say, yes dear, every day, yes dear, we're okay, yes dear. From now on, why think she'll tell me what I think? You're not old, yes dear, I'll do as I'm told, yes dear. But God, your feet are cold. I mean, yes dear, darling, we'll be fine. I'll just say, yes dear, every day, yes dear,
Just admit I'm always right.
yes dear. From now on, why think she'll tell me what I think? You're not old, yes dear, I'll do as I'm told, yes dear. But God, your feet are cold. I mean, yes dear, darling, we'll be fine. Darling, we'll be.
Our love will never sour.
Darling, we'll be. She's my higher power. Darling, what fun, we're gonna be fine. Yes, dear.
That's Scott. Yay, Scott. Yeah, Aaron, as I explained earlier, and maybe you missed that, we're not doing any covers for this show.
You wrote for Elvis, didn't you?
No, I did not write for Elvis. But you could fake a little Elvis. Oh, you could do a little cool suit. Do you remember?
Do you?
Just sing a little a cappella.
Let's see. Let's see.
Um,
Boy, we don't remember what we wrote.
Let me pull. Okay, Aaron, I will do this for you. This is an Elvis. I think I have some cool suit on here, and I'll just pull up a little bit. He can just sing along with the track.
She's forgotten everything she's written.
Cool suit. Let's see if it's on here. This is fun. Well, you guys are getting to see how the sausage is made, you know. Let's see. Cool suit. I did write a musical that had an Elvis-ish character. It's not showing up.
All right.
I know I have it somewhere. Come on. Come on.
This is fascinating, I'm sure, for our audience.
Well, talk to them.
Well,
okay, here we go.
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. You ready?
Cold, real bright, see?
I was right.
The best. Go to a party at the Palace Hall. Everyone will be well dressed. Who's gonna be the fairest one of all? Me, I gotta be the best. Got the stones, got the hair, and I got good looks to spare. Everybody knows my rule. Everyone's gotta look cool.
Emperor's New Clothes.
I don't know the words.
Everyone adores me and so should you. My subjects all look up to me. Looking real royal's all I gotta do. It's as easy as a 1, 2. Got the style, got the look. Someday I
really should read a book, man.
So I was great in school.
I wasn't.
Who cares where it's gotta look cool?
One is living fool, and one is every fool. Pop you out of water, pop you out of water, pop you out of water, he's cool. Pop you out of water, pop you out of water, pop you out of water, ooh, he's cool.
All you gotta do is look at me, you'll see I'm a leader through and through, handling everything with efficiency. Mommy, can you tie my shoe? Can you tie my shoe? When they want to dress like me, it boosts the fashion industry. Clothes gotta make them drool. An emperor's gotta look cool.
There's something you can do, except maybe tie his shoe, and if he doesn't do, Emperor's gotta look cool. Pop you out of water, 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 wow!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's Scott. So actually, we did manage to honor that request. So thank you all. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And thank you for your comments. Okay, so hold on a second. Don't want to sneeze on camera. All right, so I'm going to do a few more songs. If you have requests, chime them in. Like I said, I'm not doing any covers or parodies today, but if there's a topic that is near and dear to your heart, let me know. And actually, this song, I think, covers everything. You know what? I can do this one without the lyrics. I think if I make a mistake, I'll start over. But I should know my own songs. It's just I write a new song every week, so it's a lot to keep in my hard drive. So here we go. Is this the right one? You will find. Okay, I'm going to start this over so I can get my. Here we go. Turn it up a little bit. You will find that humankind is constantly progressing. What we believe evolves eventually. But there are those who won't lose it. Shoot, I'm going to have to start this song over. It's a lot to do to engineer and sing. You will find that humankind is constantly progressing. What we believe evolves eventually. But some won't lose outdated views as change they try repressing. That never works, and then those jerks will be on the wrong side of history. Why get so resistory to any kind of open-minded thought? 'Cause what used to be okay ain't kosher, no sir, not today. things move forward, like it or not. Remember, folks would moan about the telephone or that dreadful horseless carriage, and a lady wasn't dressed without a girdle. And remember the crap they said would happen if we allowed gay marriage. Well, it turns out no one tried to wed their turtle. That was on the wrong side of history. Now it seems a mystery why folks feared wife and wife or hubby and hubby. But now giving rights to trans kids makes right-wing nut jobs flip their lids, just like they did with that Teletubby, the one with the purse. Before you pick a side to stick to, do a little research, 'cause if to keep up with the times you're failing, your name will go with George Wallace, Joe McCarthy, or John Birch, Anita Bryant, Phyllis Schlafly, and Sarah Palin. On issues that range from climate change to not suppressing voting, racial justice, women's rights, or equal pay, oh, we can make things be more fair and free without our heads exploding. Hell, the Vatican even finally forgave Galileo. And it only took 350 years. That was on the wrong side of history. Yeah, change can be tough and blistery, but we don't need to meet it with such defiance. Especially when we're in a crisis. Honestly, the best advice is stick to facts, reality, and science, or else you'll be on the wrong side of history. I don't mean to use attack words, but stop trying to go backwards, or you'll belong on the wrong side of history. Give my little applause thing. I love that song. I just love anything with a slide whistle in it. It's just fun. Okay. Let's see, any more requests? So I'll just keep going with the things that I want to do. Hope you enjoy, and I'm glad you're all here. Oh, speaking of internet trolls and things that my people like but they don't, the best way for me to bring the trolls out, well, I used to think the best way was to do something about gun control. It turns out Jen Psaki does it too. Actually, I think they hate everything I'm doing right now. They didn't like the wrong side of history, and they really didn't like my filibuster song, which I did. That's a parody. I'll do that next time. But this one is one of mine, although it's not a parody, but it is based on a quote from the comedian Eddie Izzard, if you remember him, who's now with a they, actually. He's the one who came up with this line that the song is based on. I'm not going to give it away because it's in the song. But anyway, here we go. Yet again we all lament another awful shooting, but we can't do a thing about it. There seems no refuting because of what they say at the NRA, despite our outraged yelps. They say people, not guns, kill people. But honey, the gun sure helps. One crime by one refugee. They say deport them all, no pity-o. They tried to defund Planned Parenthood over just one fake video. But thousands of gun deaths annually won't sway these mindless kelps who say people, not guns, kill people. But honey, the gun sure helps. We have way more guns than other countries and more gun deaths by far, you think. Our founding fathers didn't envision open carry in a bar. And that precious Second Amendment, I wish it would recall it's all about a militia. And though gun nuts may hate it, it also says well regulated. Hello! If it's about good guys with guns, then why do they oppose basic background checks or get so vexed to closing loopholes at gun shows? Tell me why we're paralyzed by jerks who like to smirk. People, not guns, kill people, but yelling bang bang please die doesn't work. How many senseless deaths before we say to the NRA no more? Yeah, people may kill people, but the way to available gun sure helps. Doesn't everyone think the weapon matters when it's less regulated than pools and ladders? Yeah, people may kill people and shoot their neighbors and their loved ones and themselves and completely innocent random bystanders, and the way to available unrelated friggin' gun sure helps. Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, I forgot that song is hard to sing. And little change, let's say that. Anyway, what else was I going to, I had something planned I was going to do for you, and oh, this one is for Pam. So Pam is usually here. I don't see her in the comments, but that may mean she's not able to comment, or she is maybe unavailable. We'll watch the replay. So Pam, this is for you. I felt so bad. I said, anybody have requests? And she gave me a whole list that were mostly parodies. But I know she likes this one, and I think it was on her list. So, and this isn't a parody. It's about somebody positive. The more I learn, the more I'm a fan of our new first, second gentleman. He's earned himself a loyal throng. And now he even has his own song. Every girl deserves a Doug who's devoted to her happiness and not at all threatened by her success, but celebrates her every day. Every girl deserves a Doug to prove that romance still can thrive, even if you're over 35, despite what those dumb statistics say. He's so supportive, he didn't squirm at taking a break from his law firm. Theirs is a sweet interfaith romance like mine, and what's more, this cute dad can dance, so every girl deserves a Doug for comfort when life throws you a wrench. He's the definition of a mensch who's always there with a hug. His Twitter's supportive, his wife doesn't lag, and now he's got his very own hashtag. He's so proud to see Kamala thrive. His fans are now known as the Doug Hive. I hope there's a Doug for us all. I've got one of my own to my surprise, though it took a few years and a couple of tries. He's supportive and funny and such a doll. Maybe someday it won't be so rare to see supportive husbands everywhere, when we break glass ceilings way out there, and every woman deserves her own Doug, and that includes female and non-binary partners. It's a metaphor, but every woman gets her own version of Doug. So that's for Pam. Let's see. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Yeah, this is one I actually did just a couple of months ago, but I don't think I've done it in a live stream yet. Oh, Pam Hubkins, she's there. I'm glad you lived. Yes, and remind you of your bill. It's lovely to know that you had that, even if he's no longer with us. And Pam, I'm so glad you made it. Okay, I think this is another one you liked, but let me know. And Dora, Dora and Joseph haven't put any requests in, but if there's something you want, let me know. I like this one just because it's a response to companies who kind of dip their toe in support for racial justice and fair pay and voting rights, and then they back away. And I love it because my son Ben added the percussion for me. He's a drummer, percussionist, and comedy songwriter who did a project where he released a song a week. Wonder where he got it. I'm gonna fix my curtains a little bit. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Get my little dance workout here. All the really big companies love to show their support of what's right. Though it turns out when push comes to shove, they back down from a fight. But if you don't disown it, you own it. If you don't disavow it, that means you'd allow it. If you don't salute it, you'd better refute it instead of doing the complicit cha-cha. When it comes to the latest cause, you can claim that you give a hoot. But when states pass oppressive laws, why are you suddenly moot? If you don't approve it, work to remove it. If you don't respect it, then publicly reject it. If you don't endorse it, speak up, or of course it means you're doing the complicit cha-cha. Ads with LGBTQ rainbows or tweets that Black Lives Matter. If it's not all a vain pose, then spare us the useless chatter. Statements aren't enough when the going gets tough. Oi, we've heard enough. It's not okay to say you care for all of the downtrodden masses. If you won't step up when things aren't fair, you can shove those platitudes up your tush. If you don't decry it, you're standing by it. If you wouldn't have picked it, you must contradict it. If you don't discredit what ought to be shredded, then you're doing the complicit cha-cha. If you don't disown it, you own it. If you don't disavow it, that means you'd allow it. If you don't just salute it, you'd better refute it instead of doing the complicit cha-cha. So I hope this song has taught ya, when issues are so fraught, ya should know that we will watch ya, and we won't miss it if you do the complicit cha-cha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I've got time to do one more song, and this was a very obscure, weird one, but I liked it, and I hope you do too. This is one of my originals, and this is a song I can only do at the end of a show because it just takes so much out of me because it's got a lot of words, and this is about kind of taking a look at how everything has two versions, right? You know, we've got our side, they've got their side. Everything is very polarized. But when you're looking at two different, very conflicting explanations of something, there are a lot of ways to decide which version is true. And one is just what team you're on. But if you really want to assess the facts of a situation, you look at the conflicting explanation and decide there are actually ways you can figure out which one makes the most sense. And there's an old technique based on Greek philosophy, and it's a kind of obscure term, but I decided it really explained a lot of how things are now, and it deserved a song. So I'm going to close with my tribute to Occam's razor. It's a philosophical term, and oh, whoops, it's why that start on me, sorry. But before I go, I want to thank you all for coming, and thank you for being here. If you are so inclined to support my music, the links are in the description, and thank you for doing so. And there's a link for the Marsh. The Marsh show, by the way, is free, the one I'm doing tomorrow night, Dear Internet Trolls. They will ask for donations because it helps keep the theater supported, and they are actually, it'll be nice. I have somebody else doing the tech for it, so while I have to hit play on my own songs, somebody else is running the whole Zoom, and it's a Zoom thing. So I think you might have to register, so go to the website that's in there if you are interested. As I said, it's 7:30 tomorrow Pacific time. I know that might be late if you're on the East Coast, but the show's only about 45 minutes, and that will also have some Q&A, which will be kind of fun, and they don't tell me what the questions are, so it'll be interesting. And you'll hear a little bit more than just songs. I'll talk a lot about my experiences on social media, how I got into it, what it's been like, when I first got slammed, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. If not, just keep following my Facebook page. Not if you not enjoy it. If you aren't able to make it, keep following my page. Every 2 weeks I'll be here. And thank you so much. So here we go with my tribute to Greek philosophy. With so many, I have to, this is a hard song. Oh, whoops. There we go. This is why I'm not, there we go. There, now the correct track. With so many conflicting interpretations of current events, here's an old philosophical principle to help see what makes the most sense. For example, either 99% of experts and scientists are lying, masks don't work and we shouldn't be confined, hydroxychloroquine and bleach are what we should be trying, and Trump saved us from a hoax from which no one is dying, because Democrats want to make Trump look bad and ignore how he got us through it. Or Trump's an idiot and he blew it. And that's Occam's razor, which is the simplest explanation's probably right. Either fall for the latest craze or judge for yourself using Occam's razor. Try another one. Either libs are causing all the unrest so we can sneak in wanton criminals, salon, order weaken to kill suburbs in the Bible because we worship Chrissy Teigen, and we'll make everybody socialist, transgender, and vegan so we recruit fake protesters paid by George Soros and the deep state. Or Trump's side is filled with fear and hate. And that's Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is probably right. You can be a conspiracy appraiser with some help from Occam's razor. William of Ockham was a 14th century friar who came up with this principle as a clarifier. The more steps it takes to get a theory in focus, the more likely it is to be totally bogus. QAnon, anyone? Either there's a plot to harvest kids for adrenochrome banks led by Satanist Jewish pedophiles like the Pope and Tom Hanks. Though no one's reported missing kids, there are thousands in underground tanks who accuse prophecies fall through. He's just giving thanks to Trump, who's the one to save us from completely going down the drain. Or these folks are friggin' insane. And that's Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is probably right. You can distort all sense of logic for days or come back to earth with Occam's razor. Now that you get this concept and know how to play between the crap the GOP and Trump likes to say and the crime with which they think they can get away, you can write 100 new verses to this song every day, and I just might. And woo, that's Occam's razor. Thank you very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.